Well, hello there, everyone. Here's the mixed count sketch activity right here, and basically what you see right here, like I went ahead and drew right here as an example right here of a handful of cash, and basically that with this handful of cash, and I'll go ahead and write right here like a few numbers on the side right here. Not really talking about it's like for talk about play money here, but anyway, but you see right here is I went ahead and drew an example right here of like a handful of cash, and knowing about if it's going to be mixed with a few $20 or maybe a few $1 bills, or maybe a $100 or so dollar bill, or maybe a $10 bill or something like that. And you have right here is the change, and then as well as the cash right here. And knowing about like if most of us who are for Americans, it's like for seeing about what these two different bills look like. That you have right here is a $100 bill, and you have right here is a $1 bill. And thinking about that, they usually today's like hold them around the lights, just to be able to tell them like that for the the prints on the side as well. But anyway, but you see right here is knowing if you have like a handful of cash, and thinking about like that we may have been used to counting to where that we had about maybe a group of $3 or $4 bills together, or maybe altogether about $7 bills. So if it will be about seven $1 bills these, and thinking that I'm like then about $7. But let's just say if it was mixed to where if you have right here's a 1 and then a 5 and then a 1, so that would be it's like anybody like think about five a 1 and 5 and then a 1, and it'll be it's like about 7 right there. So I just say that they'll pick right here. I'm like right here's with the red, like you pick these three right here. It's like a 1, a 5, and then a 1. It's like knowing about say for 7. So and thinking about I'm like the way that we more likely count to where that like I mentioned before is like the way that I would count to where that I would use like these dots right here. Like if we want, I also you think about them like if you want to look at them as points too. But for how we count is one thing that more likely I'm sure anybody would probably say is to pay attention to where that knowing about that, maybe that's one of the reasons to why I never really wanted to work at the cash at a register, work at the cash registers, because that I'm like counting seemed like it was too confusing, because knowing that they got the separate places to where that they keep the dimes and then the nickels and stuff, but and as well as with the quarters. But then on the other hand, thinking about I'm like if you're gonna be let's just say that if there's a situation to where that miscountings so that happens. But on the other hand, that thinking about I'm like that they usually say it's important to know about how much you're supposed to get back, especially if you give somebody let's just say if the total is going to be about maybe $15.73, and thinking that here's a $100 bill, how much you're supposed to get back, those type of stuff. So it's like $15.73, and if we would actually work the math right here, for $15.73. So if we were like it's like for $15.73 was the total, and then he gives a $100 bill. So let's just say that that would be in a larger group one. That's so more likely that the average to where that if we would actually work the math right there to where I'm thinking it will be about 51 something like that, but 51.82 something like that will be about say the total change. But anyway. But you get right there is that I'm like due to math and matter of seconds, and just thinking about it's like we're with the math and knowing about I'm like whenever we count to where knowing about that they say it's even if you're shortchanged about maybe 40 cents, it's important to know about how much you're supposed to get back as well. But top of say for the mixed count here, and that wondering about you have if most of us have seen the multiplication tables from before. Warning that we may have seen those to where they go all the way to 10, but then why is it that they don't go all the way to 20? So if we were thinking about this to where I'm like when we were in math class is that we only studied the subjects that we may have needed to study, and then after class was over with, etc., whichever it was, they're thinking about And really, honestly, I'm like, I haven't really been paying attention, whichever the reason is, to where I'm like, yeah, that had the time warning about if the multiplication table was really measured by the whole purpose about that, well, hey, that it was not really counted by money, it was counted by the percentage, or or if it was number of accounts. It's like to where that it only went up to about maybe 94 point key or something like that, point T or something like that. But anyway, but talking about right here, knowing about, I'm like, yeah, for say understanding of, say, with the mixed count.